Centuries ago, there was a place called Osagram, a village so isolated it seemed forgotten by maps and abandoned by the gods themselves. The elders would whisper of a terrible night, a night when even the sky seemed to turn its back on them. That was the night Bharavnath arrived. He was a wandering sadhak, a spiritual seeker, but there was nothing holy about him. Draped in robes as black as soot, with eyes that never seemed to blink completely, he exuded an aura of pure, unsettling ambition. He didn't stop to greet anyone. He walked straight to the dilapidated temple of Ma Kali at the edge of the village. He carried no offerings of flowers or sweets, and uttered no prayers. All he had was a single copper pot, sealed shut with a blood-red thread. Bharavnath's purpose was not devotion. He was driven by a relentless hunger for power. For years he had traveled to the darkest corners of the land, collecting forbidden scriptures, scraps of ancient texts that all carried the same dire warning: do not attempt the NARAYANI SADHANA. This was a ritual so dangerous, so profound, it was meant only for those who wished to merge their very soul with the raw, untamable wrath of the goddess Kali herself. But warnings meant nothing to a man who craved power more than he craved his next breath. He chose the night of Amavasya, the new moon, when the darkness was absolute, when even the moon seemed too afraid to rise. Inside the crumbling temple, Bharavnath prepared his unholy altar. A single human sacrifice lay before the stone idol of the goddess, a young, unfortunate wanderer who had stumbled into the wrong village at the wrong time. As Bharavnath raised his ceremonial blade, the world seemed to hold its breath. The moment the blade descended, the silence that followed was utterly unnatural. It wasn't just quiet, it was a void. The very air froze. The flames of the oil lamps didn't flicker out. They stiffened, as if life itself had been ripped from them, and then simply died. And then, a sound began to fill the void. It wasn't footsteps, it wasn't breathing. It was a dragging noise, a slithering, pulling sound, like something made of pure smoke was dragging itself out of a darkness far deeper than the night. A wave of impossible cold swept through the temple. The stone eyes of the idol snapped open, glowing with a terrifying, otherworldly light. But it wasn't Ma Kali who emerged from the shadows. Something else stepped forward. It was a towering mass of shifting blackness, a silhouette shaped vaguely like a human, but it bent and contorted in ways no human body ever could. Its eyes glowed like dying embers buried under a mountain of ash. Bharavnath, the man who feared nothing, fell to his knees, his body racked with a terror he had never known. The shadow figure spoke, and its voice was the sound of broken temple bells mixed with the rumble of thunder deep inside a cave. "You came to ask for power, didn't you?" it rasped, the words echoing not in the air, but inside Bharavnath's skull. "Then take it. You will not receive Shakti. You will become the hunger for Shakti itself." Before Bharavnath could even scream, the shadow lunged. It didn't attack him, it enveloped him, swallowed him whole into its swirling, endless darkness. The next morning, when the sun finally dared to peek over the horizon, the temple was empty. There was no body, no trace of blood, no signs of any struggle. The only thing that remained was a dark stain on the stone wall behind the idol. It was Bharavnath's shadow, impossibly burned into the wall, even though there was no sun, no light source to cast it. Generations passed. The village of Osagram slowly emptied, its people consumed by a creeping ancestral fear, until only ghosts and memories remained. But the temple still stands. Locals from neighboring areas say that if you are foolish enough to enter that cursed place on the night of Amavasya, you'll notice your shadow begins to flicker strangely in the lamplight. Just for a heartbeat, it stretches and contorts, taking on a new shape, the tall, crooked, hungry shape of Bharavnath. Some who have survived the experience swear they heard the wind whisper a chilling message right beside their ear. Sadhana never remains incomplete. It completes itself through someone or the other, and those who hear that whisper, they say when they finally run from that place, their shadows are never quite the same again. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more tales from the shadows. Stay safe out there.